Hey everyone, Craig Ball here, hope you're going well. The thing I want to talk to you about today is the first in a few videos about governing your emotions better. Now, why do we need to govern our emotions better, Craig? Well, otherwise you can run the risk of feeling as if your emotions are out of control, unchecked, hard to deal with. Now, how do you rein those in? Well, one of the easiest ways to do that is to look at the language you use, the way that you describe and define your emotions. How do you use that language? Are you excessive? Or are you conservative in how you use it? And when I say conservative, I'm not referring to any political affiliations. What I'm talking about is the difference between something being devastating and life-changing, two ends of a spectrum. Here's the good news. There's no such thing as devastation as a label for an emotion. It just isn't, okay? It may be challenging and troubling, but it's not devastating, okay? Unless, of course, it's a loss of somebody very significant to you, and then that's grief, and that's something else that we're not touching on today. What I want to touch on today is how you define your day-to-day emotions, how you define those emotional upsets, and looking at the language you use to describe them. Because once you start to understand how that works, and you look at different types of language to describe the different emotional states, it then makes it much easier to replace an unhealthy negative emotion with a healthy one. So let's take a couple of examples. Now, to start with, you might look at being upset, okay? It might suck. You might say something's really upsetting, it just sucks, okay? It might be really common, particularly for Australian listeners. Well, it's unhelpful, might be an easier way to define it. So reining in that language, you can see that this, clearly it's unhelpful if it sucks, but just focusing more on that, or it's not what you expected, or it's not the way you necessarily wanted to feel. Another way you can create a bit of space around that is to say, this is sadness that I'm feeling, not I'm sad. You are you. You are not your emotions. Emotions are just something that comes from you. So looking at changing the language you move into it. If you would normally define something as depressing, you might say, it's just difficult. Now, this might sound to some of you like, oh, I'm missing out here because I'm not able to fully express my emotions. Yes, but fully expressing your emotions for many people is yelling and screaming, carrying on like a pork chop, another Australian term, and really making more of something than it needs to be. If you can bring those back into tighter bounds, sadness as opposed to completely morose and depressed, unhelpful as opposed to this sucks or it's terrible, horrible and awful, are two good examples. And when things are going great, it's humbling, okay? Not I feel amazing. You're the same, you're you. You may start to overgeneralize and start to feel that you are amazing. You're you. I don't doubt that you're pretty cool. You're pretty good. But bringing those into tighter bounds gives us more humility and helps us to regulate and understand that better. Now, if you'd like to learn more, click the link below or go to changeseminars.com/emotions to get your free download and free video on how to learn more about this important subject and how to work through it. Thanks very much. I hope that helps.